I'm Adam Ward.
And I'm Charlie Ward.
We are the writers of Parole Officers.
We are the Ward Brothers, and this is our production company office.
This is it.
Let me tell you all about my life. Grab a seat, get strapped in tight.
Working together as writers, what's that like?
Well, he'd like to tell you that he comes up with most of the ideas, but I think that I come up with most of the ideas.
I mean, truthfully, Charlie writes it, and then I put my name on it, because I'm the boss.
No, we usually, how do we usually do it? We usually have that you come over.
Yeah.
And
cooks me dinner.
And I'll make dinner. And then you'll just kind of act out every part that you've had in your head for the last couple of days, and then I try and decipher how to articulate that in the words on a page.
Mostly, I've been
it's a lot of
kind of stuff.
A lot of grunting.
And then a lot of grunting. And then he deciphers it. He's the only man that understands.
Well, why don't you do it? Let's see an example of that.
No.
Yeah. Let's see a grunt.
That's private doors.
Let's see a grunt. Take your shirt off. It's okay. Everybody's here. It's fine. Just see a grunt. You got caveman for us? Or it's weird, but...
That's mostly how I acted out Charlie's part, actually. I was mostly grunts.
A lot of grunts.
These kinds of things. And Charlie just keeps up typing. You know, I'll do like, and then I literally broke a table during the writing of it, and I slammed shit over my head and stuff, and he writes it down.
Everything that's in the show was actually acted by Adam in the living room of...
Pretty much.
Of an apartment.
Yeah.
Not this, because we're in a production office on Beverly Boulevard, but...
when we were writing.
When we were writing it, we weren't as wealthy.
We rented out an apartment just for the writing of this, because we destroyed the shit out of it.
Yeah. A lot of broken tables. A lot of broken tables.
Yeah. We were breaking shit.
You're great, though. You're very talented. You can direct things really good, and when we come up with ideas, Adam, because he's directing it, he sees everything, so everything's being directed as it's being written. So I'll be like, no, you have to have a descriptive there that's like, that's good, that somebody can read it and be like, oh, that's what it's going to be, and Adam will be like, no need, put house, because he knows it's going to be in a house. Yeah. He doesn't have much. He doesn't pay much attention to those little things. It's all dialogue for Adam.
Pretty much.
He just kind of talks and wants all the dialogue to be sharp, and then.
Well, because we don't need any description. See, I picked the place that we shoot it, so we don't even need any.
We had the actors. Adam was like, they're gonna ad lib everything, so just put the names on the page, no dialogue. I was like, I think that's limiting.
So we put our names as the title page, and then the rest of the script is blank.
The truth is, the whole script was ad libbed.
But the actors love it.
We had a 2-page double spaced outline.
And most of it said act. It said act. And then space action.
Yeah. Interior parole office. That was the only location we had.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a one location.
And the way I get these actors to do it really is, and the actors they love my scripts.
And they love craft service.
They love craft service too.
Everybody on the set, nobody got paid because it was like, oh, this craft service can be really good. So that was kind of a big selling point for you, right? When you got like Ron and Charlie, it was like, hey, we got.
Well, I don't tell anybody they're acting when I get them on my movies. I basically coerce them. We say they've won like a sweepstakes, and then we give them the date of the day that we're going to shoot. Oh, you won a sweepstakes, and we hype it all up, and then we get like Dinah Frank and these famous people to set, and Quigley. Quigley bought it hook, line, and sinker. Ron Quigley.
Every day, because he didn't know it was a recurring role. So
he has no long-term memory. So basically, I told him, you want a sweepstakes, you need to go to the location and collect your check. He shows up. Yeah. We just put him in the scene.
Yeah, and we just start shooting. He doesn't even know.
Yeah. And since there's no long-term memory, I tell Ronald Quigley before every shoot what's happening. I say, you're a parole officer. You don't remember? This guy's done drugs. You got to go tell him, whip him into shape.
Yeah.
Then he goes and he does the scene. And you really know that he believes it.
That didn't happen.
So that's the casting process? You just get guys that you know?
I get all actors that have no long-term memory.
No long-term memory at all. We actually go to a lot of the clinics and hospitals nearby. It's how we do
good spot to find actors.
Yeah.
Good spot.
And that's
really... Just lead me to know someone who has no long-term memory.
Yeah.
Because,
because he'll be our lead in our next role. Our next script.
Our
next 2-page
directing them is so much easier. You tell them what's happening. They really believe you.
Yeah. Which is the case with Ron. on set.
Ron has no
he was a
long-term
parole
memory,
officer
none
every day.
whatsoever.
No
I gave him a
language.
badge. You should have seen how this man reacted to that. It's astonishing.
Yeah, he thought he was a parole officer the whole time.
He did.
Yeah.
He might still.
He still does, I think. Yeah, he yelled at me earlier.
He yelled at you?
Yeah, he yelled at me.
Son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
he said I needed to clean up my act, which
Probably true.
parole officer would say that.
A parole officer would say
Would
that.
say that.
It's very true.
So, good stuff. Yeah.